Our topic today is about Jesus as a Jewish child, and the title is The Child Who Grew Like Us. Our key text is found in Luke chapter 2, verse 40 in the New King James Version. And the child grew and became strong in spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Today, we're looking at the part of Jesus' life we often skip over: his childhood. We love talking about his birth and his ministry. But within those two moments was almost 30 years of growing, learning, listening, practicing, and becoming. Jesus did not suddenly appear as a powerful teacher. He grew just like every child grows. Yet even in his childhood, we see God fulfilling prophecy, guiding his steps and shaping him for a life of mission. Today, we'll explore three beautiful truths about Jesus as a Jewish child and what his early life teaches us about our own walk with God. Number one, Jesus grew within a faithful family. There is a circumcision, dedication, and a Jewish rhythms. In Luke 2:21-22, Jesus was circumcised on the 8th day, as the law required. Mary and Joseph brought him to the temple to dedicate him to God. They were a young, humble couple, but they were committed to raising Jesus without the rhythms of faith. They traveled to Jerusalem every year for Passover. They taught him scripture at home. Jesus learned to pray, to worship, and to know the God of Israel from his earliest days. What does this show us? Jesus grew through consistent spiritual habits in his family. God often shapes great missions in the quiet routines of home. Faithfulness is not always dramatic, it is daily. What is the lesson for us today? If Jesus grew through spiritual rhythms, then our children and we ourselves also need those daily rhythms: prayer, worship, scripture, and community. Number two, Jesus was shaped by real experiences and real challenges. The Magi, the escape to Egypt, and the life in foreign land. In Matthew 2, verses 13-15, by the time the Magi arrived, Jesus was a young child. They came from pagan nations, yet they recognized true king. Their gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, became God's financial provision for the family emergency escape. Jesus' earliest memories may have included new foods, new languages, Egyptian children playing in the streets, and the reality of being a refugee. He grew up in Nazareth because Herod's son was dangerous. Nazareth was small, maybe 120 to 150 people, but it was Jewish, faithful, and ideal for raising a child in God's ways. What does this show us? Jesus understands cultural diversity. Jesus knows what it is like to be displaced, to flee danger, to adapt to a new place. Nothing in his childhood was accidental. God used it all. And what is the lesson for us today? Your past, your culture, your challenges, your unexpected detours are not accident. God uses every season to shape you for your purpose. Number three, Jesus grew in wisdom, identity, and mission. The temple at age 12. In Luke 2, verses 46 to 49, at age 12, Jesus astonished the teachers with his understanding. This was likely his bar mitzvah season, the age when a Jewish boy began taking responsibility for God's law. This moment in the temple hints that Jesus was coming to understand who he really was, why he was born in Bethlehem, why his family fled to Egypt, why children had died because of Herod's fear, and that his life was fulfilling prophecy. He was growing not only intellectually, but spiritually and purposefully. What does this show us? Jesus grew gradually in his awareness of his mission. God reveals our purpose step by step, not all at once. It is a growth, is a process, not a moment. What do we learn from this? Don't worry if you don't see the whole picture of your calling today. Like Jesus, you grow up into your God-given purpose over time. And what is the application for us today? What Jesus' childhood means for us, Jesus understands human growth. He knows what it means to learn, to struggle, to ask questions, and to grow step by step. Jesus sanctifies our ordinary life. So growing up in a tiny village, studying scripture, helping Joseph in the workshop, he shows us that everyday life is holy. Jesus shows that our background is part of God's story. Your culture, your family, your history, your experiences, God can use all of them for his glory. If God shaped Jesus in childhood, he can shape us too. What you are young, whether you are young or old, God is still forming you for his mission. And in conclusion, brothers and sisters, Jesus didn't rush into ministry. He grew faithfully, quietly, and humbly. His childhood was filled with prophecy, purpose, and preparation. And the same God who shaped Jesus' early years is shaping your life today. May we, like Jesus, grow in wisdom, walk faithfully every day, and trust God's shaping hand even in the ordinary moments.